Of course, it's not supposed to do that. Hi, welcome back. So today I want to talk about steering columns. The three that I have available to me and why I decided which one to use. So there's bushings and universal joints and stuff inside here which need to be replaced, which I'm not going to replace them. So anyways, if I set this, so I'm setting this straight to be, similar position where a non-tilt steering column will be. I'll put the dashboard in and see how it looks. An interesting thing, I've got the dash kind of wired in, basically where it's going to go through you can't see it, but through a bolt in there just to hold it in place. And the steering column doesn't even come close to fitting. Hard to see in this light, which is really strange because this is the steering column that was actually installed in the car when I got it and the dash was in. I'm wondering if where it went through the toe board was different, changed the angle or something. So what I'm going to do, I think, maybe I'll put some spacers in here, get some longer bolts, put some spacers in here to drop the column down so that it's in the right spot. And then maybe I'll put a seat in here and see how it is. But as far as how it looks, steering that far away from the dash, maybe it's sticking out a bit too far, but not too bad. Yeah, I might be able to just wiggle things around and make this work. Yeah, okay, I'll see what I can find and I'll get back to you. Okay, so I've got the seat more or less where I think it's going to go. The steering column, I kind of did some sketchy stuff here, but it doesn't matter. I'll measure it up and have some proper spacers made up. But that gives me some room there. It is a bit too far towards this way, marginally. Hard to see. Poor lighting. Sorry about that. So I'll sit in it and see what I think. Actually, that's not bad. Steering wheel's at a good height. A bit close to me, but I can always move it down a bit if I have to. Setting up nice. The seat does go up and down a bit. So I can play with the seat there. Gas pedal will be fine. Brake pedal I can actually put in to see how it hangs. I think it will be about here. But anyhow, I think it's safe to say that a non-tilt steering wheel will work just fine. So now that I know that I can use a non-tilt steering column, I'm going to go over my three options. So right now, I've got this one, which is the one that was in there. It's a tilt steering column from a 67 to 72 GM pickup or van. It was a column shift column. So I had ground off the nub for the shifter, and I epoxied in a piece of metal here. And if I was going to use this, I was going to sand it, maybe fill it a bit and paint it so that it would look correct for a floor shift car. The other thing I did was I put it into park quote-unquote part, and then cut off the arm and then tack welded it so it stayed in the park position. That way the key would go on and off without getting locked in, or locked in the on position or locked in the off position. It needs to be rebuilt. Somebody could use it. If they want it, they can have it, let me know. But I will be taking off the ignition switch for this. So that's the first column, the one I had in the car, which you just saw. The second column is this one. It is from I believe it's a GMC 1500 pickup truck, early 90s. It is a column shift as well. So if I kept this, I would have to cut this off and do what I did to the other column. So basically cut this off, epoxy on a piece of sheet metal, then smooth it and fill it and paint it. Because this is pot metal, this isn't steel, so you can't weld anything on here. What I like about this, other than the fact it was free, is the turn signal stock also has high beam and low beam, as well as it has the windshield washer switch and windshield wiper switch. So I could have used this and then not use my other windshield washer switch that came with the kit. I also have one of these steering wheels that I have all the horn mechanism for, so I could have used this, but the switch gear is missing. It's missing the ignition switch, is missing the high beam, low beam. Not that it's the end of the world, but just would have been more difficult. The other thing is, this is steel and welded on, so this would have to be cut off because it's in the wrong direction for use in my car. So what I ended up getting is I went out and bought one. So the first one came with the car. Second one I got given to me by Ray. Third one I actually paid $80 for. It's out of a 79 Trans Am. It is a floor shift column, which I need. And I like this because it's got the high beams there, high beam switch there, and the steering wheel. I like these steering wheels. I do need a horn push. If anybody there has one, they were willing to sell me, please let me know, because that's the only thing that's really missing. A little chunk of the rubber here, but I can fix that. So basically and I got the keys with it, which is kind of nice too. So the only downside is this column had been left out, or had gotten wet or gotten damp, so all these are corroded. All the pins are corroded, so I'm going to use the switch off of the first ignition switch off the first one, and the high beam low beam switch. I'll try it. If it doesn't work, they're $8 at Rock Auto. They're $8 Canadian, which is like 8 cents US, I believe. So I will be able to make this work. However, as you can notice, they're different lengths. So I have to put this in the car to see if it's long enough for this to stick out the toe board so I can put the universal joint on it to work my steering. So first things first, like this one, I've got this metal thing I've got to grind off somehow for it to fit in the car. So I'll do that first. It's in. I don't know. The angle looks kind of weird. Or does it? I don't know. Maybe it's not too bad. Lengthwise, it sticks out about as much as the other one did, but I suppose, play with my mounting to push it down further if I want. Under the hood, it sticks out that far, which is fine. It's not going to get in the way of anything. The header's going to be fine. I'm still going to have to do 2 universals on there, but that's I knew I was going to anyways. I sat in it. It feels okay. One other issue I did notice was that it is offset. You can see it's not on center. It's got to move over, at least an inch. So one thing I am going to have to do is I'm going to have to re-drill those holes. So I'm going to re-drill these holes an inch further that way. If I got that much on that side, I do not. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to do some thinking here. Maybe what I'll do is, as I have to drop this anyways, I might put, what is this, inch and a half. Might put weld a piece of metal in there. Weld a piece of metal in there to this, and then that way I can extend it out the other way too. I can get my inch going that way. On the bottom here, it's fine. I can use that. And if I have to make the hole bigger, I can make the hole bigger if I don't like the angle. Because the other thing too is I got a 2-inch hole there. I can move the 2-inch hole up further, which will bring this down. Which I might do that. So I need a hole saw. I gotta get some work done on that. So I'll have to figure that out, draw that out, get some square tubing or whatever I decide I'm gonna use, then drill that out so that so it all fits. But I don't know. I like that. I just like those steering wheels. And it looks about the right size. So yeah, I'm happy. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share.